Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. What are we talking about today? We're talking about how to get her to sleep with you on a first date. Like, there are so many women that you take out on a date, on a first date, and so many of them are not going to go down with you. But today I'm going to give you that code that will help you, hey, to smash that bitch on a first date. First dates are a sexual wasteland that more often leads to fumbled kisses goodnight than a smooth transition into your sheets. There's a cruel world out there and most men can get no satisfaction. Your sexually barren dates do not have to end in tears and discarded tissues. You can take steps to ensure that real live women, even the types who don't do that sort of things willingly, end up very naked in your bed. Here is my rejection proof guide to ending the night right. Number 1 point, look sharp as hell. Men are invariably described as visual creatures, and while it is true that most women use a spectrum of qualifications to determine whether she will end up with you or commit herself, visual appeal factors heavily if she is going to be tempted to indulge in more short-term gratification. So yes, dress to be desired. A suit and tie says you're trying too hard. Instead, ditch the formality and wear a casual, cool ensemble that shows you have some style. Grooming wise, make sure your scent is on point. Don't douse yourself in cologne, no matter how good you think it smells. Spray just enough that she would want to get even closer for a better whiff. Also, ensure to pay better attention to your hands because she will. If your nails are all gnarly and crusty, she's not going to want them on her soft skin. Number 2, take her somewhere sexy. White tablecloths and tasty menus are awesome, just not for a first date. On a first date, you want to impress with your creativity, and taking her to the fanciest place in town will communicate the exact opposite. It is a nice gesture, but it is traditional and expected. And those adjectives do not get anyone hot. Likewise, for being stuffed full of Italian food, set the stage for chemistry by veering away from stuffy and taking her to somewhere with a sexy offbeat vibe. Wine bars are good, but border on cliche instead. Take her to a dimly lit cocktail bar with comfortable seating that encouraging sitting closer. Take her to a hookah bar and share a few small bites between puffs, or a tequila bar where you can dare her to try the mezcal with warm on it. The mood should communicate unexpected fun rather than a predictable attempt at romance. Number 3, project confidence. You hear it over and over again, but nothing is more attractive to a woman than a man that exudes confidence. Maybe it's the remnants of our former proclivity to bad boys. There is nothing that loins ache more than a man who knows he's got it. There is something very sexy about a man who is well assured and projects an air of being capable and in control. Women want to sleep with someone who seems like he'll be able to handle himself. No inquiries or awkward advances necessary. Number 4, keep things light and keep most things to yourself. What you divulge about yourself on the first date would undoubtedly determine whether you score another date. Sure, we want men to be vulnerable. We don't just want them to share their ever-guarded secrets or tick, quirk, and fetish on the first date. That comes across as damaged and weird, and it takes the fun out of the whole getting to know you song and dance. Trust, if you give it all away on the first date, there is no chance she will follow suit if you know what I mean. Your conversation should be fun and light. You should be charming and tell upbeat, intriguing stories. You should not be talking about a childhood memory you have that scarred you for life. Women have sex with the idea of a man, an idealized image he projects. And no one wants to get down with the guy who gets dewy-eyed how Fido died when he was 8 years old, or waxing emotional about how his ex-girlfriend used to order her steak medium rare too. You build up to sharing these things, guys. Or in the case of the latter, you don't. Number 5, lower her inhibitions. Known facts: first dates can get pretty awkward, and awkward is not an optimal adjective for describing. Cut right through the whole fumbling first dates vibe. Help her and help yourself too. Get more comfortable by doing something that will lower your inhibition and heighten the sexual tension. For a more reserved woman, a karaoke bar will do the trick. Challenge her to sing and raise her a tequila shot if she pulls off. Take her to a jazz club and pull her onto the floor to make an attempt at swing dancing. It really doesn't matter if you can't carry a tune and are painfully uncoordinated. What matters the most is that you're setting the pace for a fun, unpredictable night. Who knows how she will lower inhibitions next? Number 6, keep the night going as late as you can. If your date ends at 10 p.m., you're probably not having sex. But if it ends at 3 a.m., your prospects are considerably okay. It is not just that your sobriety will be long lost by that hour, though that doesn't hurt. It is more so a feeling that a long date night has. If you're bouncing from spot to spot, the night feels wild and carefree. It makes your date seem like a whirlwind of fun that is non-stop because your chemistry is just that electric. Each subsequent destination is leading to your bed like a trail of breadcrumbs. So when you finally suggest you have the next drink at your apartment, it is a natural progression. And when things move from the couch to your bed, it seems like an extension of the night's spontaneity, a domino effect that works in your favor. Number 7, act like sex is the farthest thing from your mind. You know who is not getting laid? The guy who seems like he's all about getting laid. Wear your sexual test on your sleeve and you're guaranteed to return home as parched as you came. A woman wants to feel desired, not objectified, which is why you should never act like you want to knack. You should act like you want her. You can keep your hands off of her. She's just too enticing. Seducing a woman is not about making moves. It's about making her feel seductive, which is coincidentally exactly why "can I have sex with you?" is the least appealing inquiry. If you have to ask at any point in the night if it's going to happen, it is not going to. Don't ask. Just let it happen. Be about her now. She will be about you later. Number 8, pass the oral exam. We may not be in grade school anymore, but a good makeout session still has the ability to get a woman plenty hot. If you start kissing and it turns into a full-on hair grabbing, lip biting, dry hump feast, it is going to be pretty difficult for her to cap things off before they go any further. Too many men make the mistake of thinking kissing is something you gloss over, an unnecessary detour on the road to sexual satisfaction. You couldn't be more misguided in that assumption. The importance of knowing how to kiss a woman can never be underscored. Your kiss is an indicator of chemistry, of what it might be like if things went further. It is the sample you offer her, so she would want to devour everything. If you do it right, she will describe your amazing makeout encounter turned sexual rendezvous to her friends. Number 9, never push or ask twice. Never lie to a woman to get her in bed. If she's too drunk to stand or physically intoxicated to the point of being disoriented, don't attempt to engage her in a knacking contact. Call her a cab, or better yet, safely deliver her home. If she says no, unquestionably slammed on the brake. Don't assume her no is an attempt of being coy or a game, and don't physically or verbally try to convince her. Number 10, silence her reservations. Every woman has a persistently inner voice that tells her not to sleep with a man on a first night, especially if she really likes him. We try to hold out and hold off, not because we don't want you, but because we want more. We want to see you again, and another time after that, and after that. If you're looking to have a one-night stand, ignore this advice. As I just mentioned, I never condone lying to a woman, but considering that you've asked this woman on a legitimate date and you've had a good enough time for it to come to the point you might actually have sex, you probably have pretty good chemistry with this girl. Hell, you might even be starting to like her. If this is the case, she starts to stuttering about how she never ever do this. Silence her knowing fear that giving it up means giving up the possibility that anything might happen between the two of you. And tell her the truth. I want to knack you because I like you. Please do not use knack. Nothing will silence a woman's reservations about first date sex that a man's assurance that he will not lose respect or interest in her for giving it up. But just a word of warning, if you say it, actually mean it. If not, just for honor's sake, to avoid the headache and stress and stalking and crying that will undoubtedly ensue if you deceive her just to sleep with her. And my tricks is hot, so if you use this very well, it's definitely going to work. So I hope to see you in my next video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down there below, and I'm going to see you in my next video.